Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, and we are off for another fishing trip. Just about another 10 minutes from the main highway of Tebrau. Here I am with my lazy foldable chair. Well, not so lazy. It's not quite a comfy chair. It's cheap though, but it will have my backrest while I wait for the fish to catch my hook. So those are my two rods with the hooks and the what you call it, the reels and everything. So we are now at the river of Tebrau, the Kampung Kangkar Tebrau. And I saw when I passed by here a couple of times, several times actually, a lot of anglers came here to fish. In fact, on the other side of the bank of the river, on the banks are some of fishing enthusiasts like I am. So the tide is low now, but it is rising, and it's a good sign because my hook, my bait, got eaten by the fishes and it's gone, probably because of some small fishes that nibbles on the bait and doesn't hook on their mouth because their mouths are quite small, whereas my hook are big because I'm targeting catfish. Catfishes have big mouth, so it is suitable to use a little bit of a larger size of a hook. But the downside is when you hook your bait onto your, when you set your bait onto your hook. Oh, look at that! I saw some big ripples on the surface of the water, which indicates that we do have big fishes in there. Good sign. And it's kind of a good weather. It's kind of overcast a little bit, but it's still good. I hope it will not rain. It did drizzle a bit in the morning just now, but now it's fine and it's not hot. But actually we are being sheltered by these big trees, big wonderful trees, especially this big one over here where I parked my thing and I just placed my wife over there. So we had some nibbles on the hook on my bait, and we had several times of the bait gone missing. So let's check it out. On this rod over here, I've set my famous salt dried sardine or salayan fish. Let's see whether it is still there. Oops. Okay, the bait is still there. Look at that. Still on my hook. It is smelly. That's the point, because catfish loves bait that is smelly. So one tip, the first tip to share with you guys is when you cast your rod, when you cast your your weight, don't throw it too far because it's gonna end up on the other side of the bank of the river because it's not a big river, right? Okay, sharing this rod holder between my two rods, and I use Velcro to hold it up like so. And on this one, on the big rod, I've used gardenia sandwich bread, which also gave some good result just now. See, it's missing. my bait got missing, so it's time to get some fresh bait, fresh braid to hook it on my hook. I'll be right back. So this is how I set my bait on the hook, kind of a zigzaggy shape of it, and then I just crumple it a little bit so that it stays solid. At least it will stay longer in the water before it dissolves, like so. Okay, make sure that the end of your hook protrudes out of your bait, which makes it easier for the fish to get hooked. Ooh. Okay. There you go. Right. Alright, so now we wait. And let's share with you some info about this river, right? Downstream over there is the factory, the Johor food processing factory, which also, I guess, contributes to the... Ooh, look at my hook, my rod, the small one. It is slowly being pulled. I think it's the tide. Okay, back to the story of this river. The Johor food manufacturing or food processing factory does contribute to the population of the fishes in this river, because I'm very sure the soybeans, some of the soybeans or even the soy juice, soy milk, also dripped a little bit to this river, which also will attract fishes to stay in it. I mean, it neutralizes, it gives nutrition to this river. So that is why this river is kind of full of fish, nice fishes. We have a small boy fishing on our left side. Looks like he is more professional than me. He's looking at the water and he's evaluating whether he will get good catch today, or he's just going to just go home and come back tomorrow. Okay, anyway, that's the story of this river. Well, during monsoon seasons, where the rain kind of continues for a whole week or two, this river, the water of the in this river will run up over the banks, and this whole kampung or village gets flooded. So just to share with you, the Sungai Tebrau, if you are passing by here during the monsoon season, be aware if you see cars parked in the side of the roads. Don't you better make a U-turn and turn back, because it's quite dangerous to drive in the deep water. Okay, I'll be right back with you when I get something. I mean, when I catch a fish. Okay, we got something. We finally got something. Not as big. It's giving a fight though. It is giving a fight though. Let's see what it is, right? I'm expecting catfish. Yeah. Oof, not bad, guys. Not bad, guys. Not bad, guys. Oh, there you go. Oh. There you go. Whoa! Catfish. Dia 9 eh? Kali ya? Catfish, guys. Got to get my gloves. So guys, look. That's my hand. This is the biggest fish we have ever caught with my rod. but the hook is deep inside his throat, so later when it's painted I'm gonna take it out later because we got a lot of other hooks. So now into the ice box. Yeah, success number 1. Let's try again. Tips number 2, my salted sardine or salayang fish bait works. The one that I did on my own, I prepared on my own. It takes me 2 days to have it completed. And tips number 3 is bring along lots of hooks pre-tied onto your strings, because when you fish in rivers you tend to catch catfishes. Catfishes, when they swallow your hook, they will swallow deep inside its throat. So it does have thorns though, so that's why it's not ideal to fight with the fish to get the hook out. So you better bring a lot of hooks like so, pre-tied to your strings, so that what you do is you just take out the whole string with the hook from the fish, put it in the ice box, and you place another hook on a string with the bait, and off you go casting again. The tide is going up, it's going up. So let's try again. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's give you a little bit of update on the situation. The tide is rising, the water is getting higher. You can see the banks there, but I guess in another half an hour you cannot see the banks anymore. I mean this muddy banks, and it's a good sign because the water is getting deeper. And now it's we got it right, guys. Look, okay, right, so let's stand by. I think we got another bite. Don't get tangled. Okay, you're right. Let's see, because when catfish bites, it tends to keep the bait in its mouth for a while before spitting it out. So it's testing the bait, so you have to let the fish swallow the bait with its big mouth before you cast your rod. Okay, alright, so it is biting, it's nibbling on it, so let's cast it. That's it. Alright guys, we got another one, guys. Can you see the big one? Not bad. Alright. Okay. Quite a nice size. Look at that. It's fighting. So you see the bank is quite high. So you got to lower your rod, and when it's maximized, you just lift it over to the banks and hook a bit, and you got to tighten the strap. There it is. Yeah, another catch, guys. Look at that. So compared to my hand, that's the same size as the one that we got before. He's swallowing the hook again. So firstly, you do not untie the string from your this hook here because this fish can walk. It can just walk over to the bank and jump into the water. So leave it like so while you bring your ice box over. Okay. You bring your ice box over. Oops, has it? Right. And then you unhook. Because if you don't do that while you get your ice box, the fish can walk over to the river. So we got two today. Look, guys, two. Whoa. Try to climb up. Alright, put it on the tray, on the shade, and place something heavy on your ice box because these fishes are strong, you know. You can open up the ice box. Alright, time to hook another bait. So I've casted my bait, my hook, right nearer to the bridge because I think the fishes are hiding underneath that. and then when it smelled my bait came over. Oh, saw some bubbles on the surface of the water. That's a good sign. Okay, it is stopping to drizzle. The little rain has stopped. I'm stammering because very excited with my two big fishes. And the sun is out. It's quite hot, so I've placed my chair under this tree here for a little bit of shade while waiting. So it's better to put your chair or your seat farther away from the rod because the angle of your neck or of your head will be much lower, so you don't have to raise your head up to look at the tips of your rod. It's much relaxing for your neck. So that is tip number 4. The tip of my little rod here moving just now. So as I've mentioned just now, right, let the fish swallow your bait and your hook before you cast it, because if it really doesn't swallow it, it might have a very small chance of it the hook getting set on the mouth of the fish. So you see, the rod is keeping quiet now after the movement. Probably the fish has vomited out the bait, and it is tasting it, and if it finds that it tastes delicious, it will come back and swallow the whole thing, and that is when you cast your rod. Okay, let's do a little bit of a trivia, right? Looking at the small rod of mine, the one with the orange tip, let's see the movement. Let's observe the movement. Is it because of the tide, or is it because the fish has swallowed my bait and the hook itself? I mean with the hook itself. It was like bending forward like 10 millimeters, and it went back, it returned, and it went back in again, forward 10 millimeters, and it came back again. Doesn't seem like it has catfish, but I guess maybe it is ray. Is it freshwater rays here? Because from my experience, rays, when they eat, that is how I see the hook is going in. Okay, let's try to. Would you like me to reel it back in and see? Let's give it a try, right? Nope, nothing. And let's see whether our bait is still there or it's gone. Okay, it's still there. It is still in a good condition. So, gonna cast it back into the water again. So guys, I saw a lot of ripples on the surface of the water, so I decided to use float then with the bait hanging there. So my float is quite big. I guess I'm going to get laughed at by the other anglers, but hey, you will never know. The reason I'm using this big float is because that's the smallest one that I have. Oops. Let's try, right? Okay. Sunlight, guys, it is the best time, the best condition to film using your Insta360 One X2 because it requires a shiny bright light to give you a good result of your filming. But meanwhile, fishing wise, it's getting quiet. There's no bite, but although you can see on the surface of the water that there are big fishes gulping for air, but none bites our bait. See, our bait is still there. I wonder why. Well, let's cast it again. Cast it back into the water, and meanwhile you can see my float over there floating happily. And I did put a sandwich bread as bait on the float. Okay. Patience. Patience is golden. If you can see that eagle there, a single solo eagle soaring in the sky, not so high, about 150 200 meters high, soaring above. I guess it's looking for some prey. Yes, it gives quite a shriek there. Yeah, can you hear that? It's shrieking. Is it looking for a prey or is it looking for its mate? It's a good bite on my rod just now. This little one is very sensitive, so if there is even a small fish nibbling on the bait, it will move and twitch. Let's see whether that's really a fish or just the tide. Someone's screaming on the top of the bridge. Don't know why, but we better be careful. I hope that his scream just scared the fish towards my bait. He's walking. I hope that he'll walk away and not come over here, because I don't think it's normal. Da, 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 da. ta 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 ta. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, telling me just wonderful I've been. I wish that it will go and let me try in vain, and let me be alone again. Yes, look at that. That is what I meant in the beginning of this video. I was saying that if it's coming to the rainy season or monsoon, please be careful when you fish over here, or even if you are driving along that road across the bridge, right? Because this whole village has a high possibility of flooding. Look at that, just about 10 to 15 minutes of rain, and look at the rush of that water, the flow of it is very fast. So I've just lost another hook because it got tangled in a rubbish that the rain brings, I mean the river brings after the heavy rain. From there you can see all of the rubbish coming down to the river, and this is what has caused my hook to get tangled in the rubbish. So I guess that's the trip for today. Hey everybody, I'm sorry I didn't do an outro for the whole videos right there at the spot, the fishing spot, because it was drenching wet. It was raining very heavily, and the grasses area is so muddy, and I got a lot of stains and a lot of rubbish that I have to take out off from my fishing lines. It's so tiring. I just actually, when I reached home, took a shower, washed everything up, the equipment, the fishing tools and everything, and my wife got into preparing the fish that we caught. Just want to show you, it's been cut and it's been gutted all, and it's been marinated in coriander powder, and it's ready to be fried when we need it. But we are not going to have it tonight because we just had a very big late lunch. So here it is, 2 catfish cut into half, each of it, and we got 4 pieces for the whole family. It's gonna taste good. And the last tip of the day, probably this is tip number 5 or 6, right? Maybe 6. If you would like to enjoy catfish the best, in its best situation, marinate it, put it in the freezer, and when you wish to have it, to enjoy it, just deep fry it, and then don't waste another 10 minutes of it. Right after you fried it, you just enjoy it by itself or with white rice. That's the best. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us in our another fishing trip, and I will definitely have another fishing trip, and I will bring you all along. And with that, I would like to say thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Cheerio.